Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelli Heppner, and I have a very exciting announcement to make. And when I say a very exciting announcement, I am being 100% serious in that this might be the most exciting thing that I will ever share on my YouTube channel. And it has been something I've been working on for about the past month or so. And I'm like grinning from just ear to ear because I'm so excited to share. So I'm just gonna jump out and say, I am starting my own fashion line. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to finally share this. Again, for those of you that know me well, this has been something that I have wanted to do since, I was like a small girl. I love fashion. Obviously, you guys have watched my channel. I love fashion. I love styling clothes. And to think that I'm going to have the opportunity to create my own collection and have my style come to life I'm just beyond. I cannot even contain my excitement. And so really my hope with this channel and kind of this series of videos that I'm gonna be starting is to really just encourage and inspire all of you other designers that are someday wanting to create your own line. Because I will tell you, for so long, there was so much fear around getting this started that I just was pretty paralyzed and I never actually started. And so, it can be such a mountain and there's so much to figure out. And while I have definitely not arrived and I have not figured it all out, I have learned so much just within this last month of just like immense research and Googling and all of the above that I just really want to share it with you all. And maybe it will inspire, like I said, those that want to do this on their own someday, or maybe even just for a good watch, because again, I'm not perfect and there has been so much to this. I've already failed and tried and failed and researched and have had no clue really what I'm doing, but I'm doing it and I'm so proud of myself because this, again, like for so many years, there were so many excuses why it wasn't the right timing and I couldn't do it and I was fearful and I didn't know where even to start. I just didn't even know where to start. And so I think a big part of, again, sharing my walk along the way with getting this thing launched is just gonna be really a time that I can look back at and really think like, wow, like I had this goal and I didn't know what I was doing, but I had the drive and the desire deep enough that it just fueled me. And so I'm pumped. I want to share with you guys kind of where I'm at, kind of how this journey took place. For those of you that don't know as well, I do have a minor in fashion buying. So definitely different than design and the business tactics of starting a line, but it has been somewhat helpful. And really just, I will say, like a lot of what I've learned has just been self-taught research. I have just spent the last month like reading everything from fashion blogs to YouTube, other YouTube videos. There's not much out there about starting a fashion line, but just YouTube on pattern making, manufacturing. There is so much out there and it's really just been a lot of self-taught, but I'll kind of even rewind to a couple months prior. I've just kind of had this like heavy thought placed on my mind for the last several months of my fashion line. And it's almost something that's just, I almost kind of feel, Lord willing, like it's just been constantly in my head. Like I'll wake up and I'll think about it. I would go on runs and I would constantly think about it. It would pop in my head during the day. And it just, all of the thought placed on it was really just what started to get me thinking like maybe this dream isn't so far off. And truthfully, this was also a big reason why I had started my YouTube channel, was just knowing that in the future, this was really something that I wanted to do. But again, I had always made so many excuses for why it wasn't the right time, why I wasn't good enough, why I needed to learn more, why, there's just excuses all the time. And I think those excuses and what we tell ourselves, it plays so much into our actions. And so, I will say, like, while this coronavirus has been a big setback in a lot of ways, we had 3 or 4 big international trips that were postponed, and that's been frustrating and just work. And there's just, it's an awful pandemic that's happened. But at the same time, like, it's given me so much time at home to really focus on projects like this that, you know, again, like, I had made so many excuses for why it wasn't the right time. And to be honest, it just kind of felt like God's perfect timing to really have something like this come to life and have the time and the flexibility to be at home. And I'm just not the type of person that can sit at home and binge Netflix and not have anything to do. So for me, it was just the right time. And I finally had to set aside that fear of, what if I fail? What if I try it and I get rejected? And all of those things that I was almost just kind of building up the wall around starting, I had to knock those down. And I think, like, what I realized was just starting small. And really where I started was just researching. I was Googling. I mean, my first thing was Googling how to become a fashion designer. And I just immersed myself in research, and I started realizing that this dream that I had, like, built up in my head as this really big mountain, it really wasn't all that scary once I actually started and I took initiative and I took the step forward. So it has been a whirlwind past month, you guys. I mean, my first, I would say, week or so, like I said, was just research. And then, then my next step was business planning and really setting up what I wanted my brand to mean and what I wanted my fashion design to look like and my target audience. And while I have a background in marketing, that's been super, super helpful. I will say what I'm most excited about with my collection is that it's going to be a true encompass of my fashion sense, which is kind of pulls from a little bit of everything. It's going to have a little bit of feminine details and classic details and very chic. It's going to be for the woman that wants to look not only cute and professional, but just super chic, pulled together, and and also comfortable. These are going to be pieces that you can incorporate into your wardrobe that are going to outstand time and different trends coming and going. They're going to be staples that should make any woman feel super excited and beautiful to put on. And that's really my goal with this, is to have these collections. My plan so far is to do seasonal collections, 4 seasonal collections a year. Call me ambitious, but we're gonna try it. That's the plan as of right now anyway. That might be subject to change. But I just want these collections to include pieces that women are going to feel confident wearing. They're going to feel beautiful, romantic, chic, and just really feminine and empowering. Like that is what I'm envisioning in my head. And like I said, I'm just so excited. So, my first and second week of this were really just researching, learning about manufacturing, pattern making, prints, cuts. Like, it's just a lot. But so researching and obviously business planning and putting more of the bones in place to actually launch a business, which thankfully I do have experience in as well. And then really my third week was finding my designer. So while I can, I would say, do basic sketching and I have somewhat of an artistic hand, I am not a pattern maker. I am not a CAD artist, and I really needed a professional, or I knew I needed a professional to help me with this. And so I will say this was one of the parts that I was probably the most fearful in from the very beginning, because I just knew that if I wasn't able to find someone that was A, in my budget, or B, had the talent to do this, or C, just finding the person, like, I just was very fearful of this. And I will say, like, I stumbled across this awesome website called Upwork. I'd never heard of it before. Like I said, I just kind of stumbled across it. And the funny thing was, I actually ended up getting 2 really qualified fashion designers that are contractors to basically work with me on doing all of the flats and tech packs for my project. And so I had 2 great options. So actually that turned out to be my biggest problem. Wasn't only finding the designer, but it was choosing the right one. And so I did end up making my choice. I'm so confident and I'm so happy. She's actually based out of Nashville, so it's going to be great for just collaboration back and forth. The end of the 3rd week and 4th week was really just the fun part. It was getting to take my designs that I have had in my head for so long and be able to put them down on paper and tell someone and have them see my vision and have the pieces come to life, like that has been the most, like I said, beyond rewarding part for me, is just getting to see my ideas and my design and my style like fully put together in this collection of pieces. And like I said, I've just got the first sketches back and I'm so beyond excited about that. So really all of this has transpired within the last month. I guess if I could just share anything with you guys, my advice is just start small. Just start somewhere, and one thing leads to the next. And once you learn about one thing, then you want to learn about the next. And don't let the fear of failure, I mean, it sounds so cliche, but don't let the fear of failure keep you from trying, because you never know until you try. And I think for me, that was such a big wall that I had to mentally knock down to finally get this started. But I'm so incredibly excited about it. Again, I don't have all of the answers yet. As a matter of fact, this next month is probably going to be diving more into manufacturing, and I'm terrified to begin that process too, but I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna trust myself, and I'm just gonna not quit. And so really what I'm excited to do, like I said, is continue these diary vlogs of getting my brand launched. Just so you all know, we're planning on a spring of 2021 collection for our first launch. And so it's gonna be a process this year of figuring all of this out and learning, and I'm excited to have the platform to be able to share it with you all. Feel free to like my video and subscribe to my channel. You are not gonna wanna miss out on all of the ups and downs and hills and valleys that this new brand, Kelli Heppner Collection, has to offer. And I'm just excited to be able to share it with you all and appreciate all of the love and support so much. So you guys have a great day, and we will see you next time.